Welcome to the Magic on the Inside podcast by the Sisters Enchanted, where we chat magic, hot topics, personal development, and good old-fashioned life. Brew up something delicious and sit with us for a spell. Hey everyone, Sarah Waka here, founder and head magic maker at the Sisters Enchanted, where it's our mission to make magic mainstream. And on this episode of the Magic on the Inside podcast, I chatted with Desi Burland of Cosmic Glamour Creations. Desi is located in Canada and is an everyday witch, making everyday magic and spreading confidence to women all around the world via the internet. So listen in and enjoy. Hey Desi!
Hi, Sarah.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing really well. Thanks so much for joining us. Everybody who's listening to this or catching it on the video version, whatever you're doing, this is Desi Burland of Cosmic Glamour Creations. The website is cosmicglamourcreations.ca, and you can find her online everywhere, Instagram, Facebook, all the places as Cosmic Glamour Creations. So Desi is one of our amazing enchanted sisters who has started bringing her own magical goodness to the world around us. So Desi, why don't you tell us a little bit real quick, just who you are, kind of like, I don't know, the down and dirty about you.
First of all, I'm up in Canada, so I'm one of the up northern sisters. And let's see, I've been doing lots of magic stuff since actually I was a little disconnected, and then I found your free tarot class last November, and that just kind of reignited everything. And then I just dove into the magic head first and tried to see how I can incorporate it with my business and my life. And now it's everyday magic every day.
Super cool. So you were recently married, right? And your mom, so you've got all sorts of different stuff going on over there all the time.
All the things. All the things.
So when you are a business owner, you want to tell us a little bit about what you do for what your business is all about?
For sure. So I am a makeup artist by trade, and that's kind of it's been a newer, well, I guess I shouldn't say I'm so new now that I've been doing it for a couple of years. And I saw that with my need and fulfillment of everyday magic, that I would tie in giving some help to those who want some clarity. So now I do a rouge in readings where we do a makeup lesson, and the thing that I strive with my makeup is that let me in your makeup bag. Everybody's got a makeup bag, and 9 times out of 10 you don't know how to use everything. So that's where I come in. I help you figure out how to use what you have so that you can be absolutely stunning and feel beautiful and confident. And then we do a little 30-minute reading session where I pull out my tarot or oracle or pendulum, whatever we need to see where you're at and where you want to be. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I think that's so amazing. Right before we started this, Desi shared with that rouge and readings thing, and I was like, that is so clever and amazing, and I freaking love it. So being a makeup artist, when you do what does everyday, well, let's back up. What does everyday magic look like in your house? Like, what's the way that you love to incorporate everyday magic into your life? Being a business owner and a mom and a wife and like all of these things. How does everyday magic look for you?
Well, it all starts when I wake up. I have my altar set up beside my bed in front of a window where it's always in the moonlight. So now I never forget to put my crystals out because they're always in that spot. So there I get to look at my altar and whatever crystal grid I have going on for the month and think about my intentions. And then I have a nice coffee where I sprinkle cinnamon and cloves and ginger and nutmeg in, and I encompass it and see it with love and light, and I stir in affirmations, whatever I need for the day, and especially my intuition. I like to say I'm intuitive, and then I go and write in my journal for, I don't know, probably about half hour, just think about everything that I'm grateful for and what I want to see for my day. And then I go forth and try and share that. My son sprinkles gratitude on everything. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. He's got a little magic glow stick wand, and he likes to bless things. And yeah, he's my little witchling in the training.
That's so cute. I love it. So for you, doing makeup and doing magic and connecting with women, what do you think? Like, what do you think is really amazing? What do you see that? Why can't I ask a question? What do you see as the thing that transforms women? So when women start to maybe look inside their makeup bag with you and see what they already have and what they can use and how that can boost their confidence, and then using these everyday magic techniques and like kind of going within, like, why do you think that's an important thing? How do you see people change from those interactions?
I see the confidence and the pride blossom from within. I find that a lot of my clients feel discouraged and intimidated by makeup because there's so many things out there. And then I just give them a simple little trick, like how to properly apply your blush, and you don't look like a clown, but you have a nice happy glow to your face. And it's just, you see it come from within. The smile comes from within. Just the simple littlest things can really transform your day. And I know makeup is on the outside, but sometimes it really helps bring what's inside out and help you step into your light and your pride.
For sure, especially if you feel good, like we even talk about that a lot in our community about things like crystals or flowers or candles. Part of that magic is that how it makes you feel when you look at it, like a crystal grid. It's, essentially, yeah, it's crystals and they have their energetic properties and their vibrations and everything. But basically, they can just be rocks in a bowl until you find that magic connection. And part of that is feeling something when you look at it, which I think is very true about makeup. Like when you look at yourself in the mirror and you feel a certain way.
Yes, it's kind of a little magic ritual to me too. Some days is if I'm having an off day, I say to the husband, keep the toddler out of the kitchen. I need an hour, and I'll just go and play and experiment and just, take that time to invest in myself to make myself feel good. And then I usually want to kick everybody out so I can do a ritual at bedtime. So I usually get primped and propped, and then I'm like, all right, now I got to cast a circle, and I'm feeling extra magical because I'm feeling extra good.
Yeah. Well, you know what? What's interesting too is there's the whole concept of like self-care before a ritual and doing like a ritual bath, and like in some circles or groups or whatever you want to call them, like some women too, they do like get dressed to the nines, they do their hair and their makeup and they put on like the gown to do a ritual. So there is that whole like, it's like an extra energy charge, like that extra feminine goodness.
Yeah, the extra boost.
Yeah, flowing through your soul in that moment. So you also do reading. So how do you use cards, like tarot cards, oracle cards, in your life? Like what does that look like for you?
For myself, I actually do usually every Thursday and Wednesdays and Thursdays I pull cards. And then when I do rituals in the full moon and the new moon, I like to sit down and do spreads. And I have a multitude of decks, lots of tarot decks, lots of oracle decks. So I've connected with them in different ways. And I know when I'm having emotional issues, which deck I need to go to, or if I need advice of like straight up life advice, I know like my fairy Wicca tarot, it's brutally honest. So when I need, just give it to me straight, I know I can go to that deck. And if I'm emotional, I go to my fairy oracle, and they are cheeky, but they say what I need to hear.
Yeah, whatever works.
Yeah.
So for you, like, what was that? Do you remember the moment in your life when you were like, Oh, I'm totally a magical being. I'm definitely like an everyday witch making everyday magic. Like, what was that? Was there a pre-witchy Desi that was like very muggle and then a shift, or was it kind of always there?
I always felt I was different, and I didn't grow up in a very religious house. My mother was anti-religion because she was raised with it crammed down her throat. So she was like, "I'm just gonna let you do your own path." And we started going to a church, a United Church, and our pastor and his wife read runes and tarot cards, and I was like, "Well, this isn't normal from what I know of church." And then that's kind of where I started diving into it, and I steered away because I got the Solitary Witch book by, what is her name? Silver Raven Wolf.
Yeah.
Right there.
Every like 90s witch's dream right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got that, and I just started diving in, and then I kind of lost my way being depressed growing up in my 20s, and then after having my son, then I was just kind of, I had a yearning to get back to my roots, and then I found the Sisters Enchanted, and it's no looking back now.
Sucked you into the witch world.
Yeah, definitely.
Beware.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
do you have any like particularly magical moment that you can think back on, or a moment when you were like I don't know, like wow, this really feels like magic, or like I feel so connected, or like a time when your intuition was totally on point, or like a really just cool magical moment? You wouldn't mind sharing?
When my intuition was on point was actually when I decided to become a makeup artist. My girlfriends were always asking me to do their makeup, and I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I started looking into it. My best friend was like, I just joined this makeup school. You can do it from home, and it's super interactive, and you should try it. And I was like, yeah, okay. But like this seems like right. And then they had a sweepstakes to win your tuition, and I won. And I was like, well, obviously I'm on the right path, and this is magical, and this is where I need to be, because if I wasn't supposed to, the universe wouldn't gift me my education.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Someone would gift me my tuition for that's amazing. It's such a good story.
Yeah.
So you said you have a kid, and people are always asking how to incorporate kids into their magical work, and you said that he sprinkles gratitude and he has his own little like glow stick wand and all that good stuff. So what other kinds
Yeah.
of things does he do with you? Like how do you, because I know you're home with him a lot, right? So
Oh yeah. Yeah,
like,
I had the stay-at-home mom, and that's why I do the makeup things, because I do it over line, so I can still be home with him and still do the business. But whenever we sage the house, he loves to hold the smudge stick, and I tell him, negative, go away. We leave room for the positive, and he likes to do that. Yeah, and he has his own tarot deck, the Tarot Nova. that 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 first deck that I think both you and I had,
yeah.
that is now his tarot deck, and I let him pull the cards out. I don't care what he does with it. He tries to tell me stories and all about the cards. So I just encourage him to just dive into it, and if he's curious about what I'm doing, I explain, well, we smudge to get rid of the negativity and allow the positive to come in, and and we give gratitudes, because I feel like gratitude is a magic that a lot of people don't really realize how powerful it is. So that's
Sure.
one thing that I'm doing, is like small things. Getting the gratitude in there is the big thing with Declan. He's yeah, he quite likes that.
Well, that's good. It's definitely important for sure. You can like turn any moment around if you're grateful for, anytime you're frustrated or just like want to kick something, just be grateful for whatever, like the roof
Yeah.
over your head. You're like, oh, at least there's that.
Yes.
Help bring it back
Yes.
to center
Exactly.
for sure. So have guys ever had any magical oopsies at your house? Like, I don't know, I was like fire alarms going off, candles burning things that
Yes.
shouldn't burn. People love to hear
Yes.
about that. If you want to share it.
Probably, actually, it was the first time that I ever did a bay leaf wish spell, and we were strained for money, and my husband's shoes were falling apart, and so one of my wishes was for him to have new shoes, and I focused him, and I was like, saw him getting his new shoes, and I was like, I was like, in the morning, I was like, during my circle last night, I cast a wish for you to get new shoes, and the next day he spilled gasoline all over his shoes. So we had to scrimp and find a new pair of shoes, and I was like, I guess I probably should have thought a little bit more of how you're going to get those shoes. But he was like, well, you wanted me to get new shoes, so.
Yeah, that's definitely, I like to talk about like that, the things we accidentally manifest, and you're like, oh, it's not exactly what I had in mind, but, you know.
Yeah, and like, that was one that I really focused on, really was intent on making it come true. I just didn't anticipate the means to the end.
You're like, I see what you did there, universe. I see that. Amazing. Yes. So with your rouge and readings, why can't I say that? Rouge reading sessions, like what kinds of guidance do you provide? What's your thing? Like some people really love just doing clarity and general stuff. Some people have a specific thing. So what's your jam? Or are you just like open to whatever comes your way?
I'm open to whatever comes my way, but my personal favorite is the general, because that's usually when things come out and people are like, whoa, I had no idea, and that I would be able to tap into things like that. And I have a really strong connection with pendulums, so when it get down to the general or people ask yes or no questions, I'm like, how did you know that? I'm like, I'm intuitive. I don't know.
Yeah, I just know.
But it's the general, giving them information that I would not know, but the cards know. That's that's my personal favorite.
Yeah, I love that. Like when people sit down for a reading, they're like, oh, I don't really have anything in mind, and then you like start spouting stuff, and they're like, that's exactly right. Yeah. We'll see. So like, is there anything else I could help you with now that I've confirmed your whole life story?
Yeah.
Like, what else is there? Yeah, you know what would be really interesting is like, because with makeup, it's essentially like crafting your own potions, sort of, or like doing spells or like sigils with makeup. Do you ever play with that kind of idea, or that, like in that area of looking at it that way?
More maybe just kind of like in my hindsight, I think about like how beautiful I am and how powerful I am and skilled I am. So it's kind of like when I'm in the zone playing with my own makeup, then I really just empowering myself with everything that I do, because I'm like, yeah, that looks amazing. I'm beautiful. I'm powerful. Look at how skilled I am. So it's kind of like just a little amp up of where I am. So.
Yeah, I love that. Like a little confidence boosting session just for yourself. That totally is.
Yeah.
It's like it's really kind of like a little makeup apothecary, really, like when you open up that makeup bag and it's like, what am I going to pull out? And like even with color, like you can align color with what you want to work on. So like doing a reading, right? You could be like, oh, well, let's incorporate this color and like really charge somebody up.
Definitely. That was kind of where I started with, like, wouldn't it be cool if I could do tarot readings and then base makeup looks off the tarot readings? I'm like, oh, I wait, yeah, I can totally do that.
Yeah, that's such a cool offering. I freaking love it.
Yeah.
All right. So
nobody else is doing it.
Yeah. Well, now I bet somebody else will, but you're the originator. Yeah. And yeah. So we'll find you when it's like the $1 million idea. I'll be like, this is her idea. She's the winner. All right. Yay. We're going to do this or that. So I'm just going to ask you a couple of things. You tell me which one you prefer really fast. Okay. Ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Pizza or tacos?
Tacos.
Good choice. They're both good choices. Day or night?
Night.
Books or podcasts, or like audiobooks, like listening or reading, I guess.
Books. Got to be real books.
Yeah. Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Cooking or ordering takeout?
Cooking.
I don't know why, but I'm always like, I hate to cook so much that I'm always astonished when people choose cooking. It always blows my mind. I'm always like, really? Pens or pencils?
Pens. Got to be the right one though.
Yeah. Paper planner or a digital planner?
paper.
And the last one, flowers or trees?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Instantly in my head, trees. I like flowers, but trees was in my head, so I'll have to say trees.
Yeah. Strong and rooted and all that good stuff. Flowers come and go, I feel like. Trees,
Yes.
they're long lasting. It's to be
Yeah.
like an ad. You really love someone, buy them a giant maple tree.
Yes.
No more roses, maple trees. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So we can find you at cosmicglamourcreations.ca, right? And on Facebook and Instagram at Cosmic Glamour Creations also. Do you have any like cool, so you've got your new readings and rouge, right? Is that, why am I messing it up?
Rouge and readings.
You've got that new offering coming out soon. Anything else people can look out for? Like cool stuff you have going on?
Well, every Thursday on my Facebook page, I do Thursdays, which is like peace, love, unity, and respect. And it's a live where I talk about gratitude and I encourage my viewers to share what they're grateful for. And then I pull them a card of whatever deck I feel like working with for the day and do like just little quick on the fly, oh, here's your card and here's what this card is saying for you. And just really encouraging everybody to think about what they're grateful for, and then they get a nice little message of whatever they need to hear. That's kind of like my fun thing.
I love that. So I hang out with her on Facebook for Thursdays. On Thursdays, and again, one more time, that's Cosmic Glamour Creations, and this is Desi Burland. She's in Canada, but she's digital, so you can hang out with her no matter where you are in the world. One last piece of advice, Desi, for the woman who's looking in the mirror today and she's feeling way less than magical, what would you tell her?
Well, first of all, you're beautiful. And really just a smile goes a lot further than you think.
Oh, I love that. You should write that down.
You should. That was really good.
You're beautiful. This smile goes a lot further than you think. That's amazing. All right. Well, Desi, thank you so much for hanging out with us for this little podcast episode here. And you guys make sure to check her out, Cosmic Glamour Creations. And and she's also in our Facebook groups and communities and things, so you can find her there. And so thanks again, Desi.
Thank you.
And I'll see you around.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much again to Desi of Cosmic Glamour Creations for hanging with us today. You can find her on Facebook and online right there under Cosmic Glamour Creations. And in the meantime, be sure to hang out with us at thesistersenchanted.com to keep up to date on all the cool magic that we're conjuring up in our neck of the woods. Until next time, have an enchanted rest of your day.